Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm in Sicily, specifically this little town here, which is called Taormina, and it's randomly just popped up in our research to come and visit. It has got famous over the past few years because there is a TV series called White Lotus which was filmed here, and it's really beautiful. You can see why it's a film location. I'm just at the very top of the town right now. There's a castle up here, which I haven't gone up to see because it's 10 euros to go up there, and the view from here is pretty bloody good. And there's a church over here, which is really cool, but I first want to take you over to this section over here, this little cut through. This is how you get to the castle. But really amazing view, and this will probably help you understand a little bit like where I am at the moment. This view of this mountain, which has smoke coming out the top, that is Mount Etna, and I think it's always smoking. It seems like it erupts every year. The most recent eruption was, I think, August the 5th this year. So yeah, that is just bubbling away up there. Little like mini eruption. We've seen a couple of volcanoes so far through Italy, but just check out this view. Isn't it just amazing? There's a huge, there's a little settlement at the top of that huge hill over there, which looks crazy. I just keep getting blown away by the ability or the aspiration to build in these crazy places. Like we were in the Amalfi Coast recently, and the way that they terrace these super steep hills just to like build is incredible. And you can see like a winding road below. There's a winding road which goes up to the top of that hill up there, and yeah, they've just decided that's going to be my house. It's crazy. But yeah, cute little place here anyway. A little like juice stand here, you can get a drink, and there is a sanctuary, Madonna della Rocca, which is a church here, and it's actually built into the rock. The rock makes up part of the roof of the church, which is really cool. I've just been flying the drone around here, which is a little bit risky because there's helicopter tours that go to Mount Etna, and I've got to be careful. If I see a helicopter, I've got to land straight away, but that means I can't fly too far away from where I am. But here's the church. Fairly normal looking church until you get inside. Look at this. Like a rock church. How cool is that? And then even at the altar, so we've got the altar here, there's like a window to the outside, but it's just rock. So I'm not sure if there's like something to do with the rock here that's like special, or they've just decided to make this church out of a rock. And they've got some windows over here. You can see the view out to the volcano and the town below. But yeah, what a cool little place. Cool place for a church. I mean, you definitely get fit coming up here once a week. But yeah, I'm going to walk down into Taormina, which is this whole town, city. I don't know if you could call it a city. I guess it might be a city, small city. But we're going to walk down there and take a wander through town. I did do a nighttime tour on this channel through Taormina, but the views in the day are just incredible. The ocean down there looks amazing. There's a number of beaches which I haven't been to yet, but definitely going to go and check out. And it just, I don't know, this time of year feels like a really, really good time to be here. We're here at the end of October. It's the 26th today, and it's really warm. Like it's still, I think it's like 27 to 30 degrees today. Feels warm. We're definitely warm enough to go and jump in the ocean. Like, I'm sweating, but it's not so busy. And I did hear that this place was quite touristy and quite busy. I was out and about last night, Saturday night, and there was a fair few people around, but it didn't feel as overwhelming as we've felt in other Italian cities. So I do really feel like October is a really great time to come to Sicily. It's still warm enough and there's not as many tourists. This is the first place that we've come to in Sicily, so we're yet to do a full review on the best time of year to come, but I do feel like initially this is it. This is perfect. But check out this walk down into town. I did have to walk up here which was a bit of a slog in this 30 degrees, but it was definitely worth it. Definitely worth to get to the top and see those views. But yeah, and people going up, you can hear them like panting, sweating. It's a right old hike up here. But yeah, there was a TV show, White Lotus, which is kind of like a comedy drama, and it was filmed at one of the hotels here, which is a really luxury hotel. That's kind of like the premise of the show, is about this one hotel brand or chain that's in these places around the world, and it just has very bad luck. There's always like chaos going on around the hotel, crazy guests, and it's very entertaining. But they shot it here in Sicily, and not only here as well in Taormina, but around other parts of Sicily as well. So I've kind of put pins in my map for a couple of other places that I want to go and see around Sicily. But I'm very excited to get down to the ocean. Not sure if I'll get down there today, down to the Mediterranean Sea, but definitely tomorrow. We've still got sunny weather for a wee while, so we're just going to make the most of it. It's beautiful. When we checked in last night, we've got I think it's an Airbnb, but I think Charlotte, my wife, she booked it through booking.com, which it is fine. We kind of like went for a cheap option, and the Wi-Fi is not very good there, so we're struggling to do our work that we need to do. It's a nice big space. Like, there's a big bedroom, there's a kitchen, separate bathroom, and like a lounge area, so it does feel like we've got a lot of space in there. But it's we were just I guess a little bit disappointed. We've been staying in like different hotels and stuff, especially when we stayed in Rome. We stayed in this really nice hotel, very luxurious, and then you go for the cheap option and this always happens to us. We always feel like very disappointed when we arrive and we're like, oh yeah, that's right, we did book the cheap option. So we get a bit like, I don't know, grumpy and short. Like, well, this is our own fault. We did choose the budget option, so I think we need to like manage our expectations a little bit sometimes. Oh, that breeze is so lovely. Nice under these trees as well, nice and shaded. Now, one thing I have seen some of my friends around other parts of Italy is they've been doing boat trips, like hiring a boat and just like cruising around the Mediterranean, going to different islands, going around the islands that they're on. And I'm hoping to do that while we're here. Apparently you don't need a boat license for a lot of these places, so I don't have a boat license, ideal. But I have seen some other I guess like nightmare scenarios of people who have rented a boat, and for example, like there's one TikTok that I saw of these girls went off on a boat and they were like, yeah, just go and park up and throw your anchor in and you can go and enjoy swim in the beach and whatever. So they do that, they go off, they threw their anchor and the anchor wasn't tied to the boat, so they just the anchor just completely went in the water and the rope just unraveled and completely lost their anchor. So I think they had to pay like 80 euros to cover the cost of a new anchor for the renter. But I won't make those mistakes. I've learnt my lessons through other people's mistakes, and that's what I feel like is very valuable with like social media and YouTube, especially like other vloggers and stuff who go around. It's really good, so you get that experience without having to pay the price of making that mistake. So I'm not saying that I would have, but maybe I would have dropped the anchor in the sea without tying it off. But you would kind of expect that the anchor would be tied to the boat anyway, wouldn't you? Surely. I mean, that's what those girls said. They were like, we thought it would just be tied off anyway. It wasn't. So I do like that. I do like how people share little tips, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. Looking for things to do when you arrive in a new place. It's so easy to just jump on TikTok, type in the place name, see what comes up, go on your Google Maps, put some pins on the map, put some stars on the map of places you want to go, and then when you're wandering around, you don't have to stay so strictly to this like itinerary that someone else has come up with, but it gives you a little bit of a fallback if you do happen to get lost or you're not sure what to do or where to go. You can just crack open your Google Maps and have a look and see what's nearby, what places you want to go and visit. So I just think that's a great little tip, and I always tell people saving things on Google Maps and then TikTok as a resource. Just combine those two and you'll have plenty of things to do and see when you're in these new destinations. But that doesn't discount that you should wander and follow your nose as well, because I think that's very entertaining, and you can find some real gems that way as well. Just following, if you're driving or if you're wandering around a city and, you know, seeing, you might hear something down an alleyway, a bit of music or something like that. Go and explore, go and see what's going on and follow your nose. There's a little bit of like excitement in that for me, so don't miss out on those opportunities as well. We are getting down closer to Taormina. There's lots of these little lizards around. I don't know if you can see that. Lizards sunbathing on the rocks here. But yeah, down we go into the city. As usual, I've got a couple of missions on my my jaunt, my outing. I've got to go get some cash. That's priority number one, because when you're traveling around Italy, and I think most other cities, well, most other places in Europe as well, they have what they call like a city tax, and it's basically like a payment that the hotel or the accommodation provider will charge you to cover the cost of the added infrastructure that the city or the town needs to put in to deal with all the tourists. And so it differs between places, like in different cities it costs a different amount, but here in Taormina it's €3 per person per night. Other places we've been to, it's been like €8 a night, so it just depends, I guess, on what the local government decide is the appropriate tax amount for tourists. But here we are. Now, I got to kind of figure out which is the best way to get down into town from here. So let's have a quick look on Google Maps. Okay, yeah, I've got a plan. Right, I'm going to wander down to one of the main entrance gates where I was last night on the other video, the nighttime video I did in Taormina. And yeah, I might go and grab a coffee. Go and get a nice coffee, and then I got to go get some cash. And then the other last mission that I have is to go to a supermarket and get some stuff in for dinner, because that's why we've gone cheap for our accommodation. So instead of going to a fancy hotel, we've decided to go with accommodation that has a kitchen so that we can cook and we can have breakfast, and we're not spending so much money when we're going out and adventuring and filming around these places. But here's one of the fancier hotels here. This is an NH Collection hotel. There's like a rooftop pool up there. Looks very luxurious. I would like that. Money, we've got to save money. I'm going to dip down one of these side streets and see if I can make my way in the right direction. I think this will be the right way. You sort of have a bit of a gist, especially when, like, you know where the sun is, you know where the beach is, you know where the hill is. You can, these streets are all built on terraces, so they're all kind of like running parallel with the seashore, and they're just built up like terraces. So when you're going up and down, you're kind of just going like zigzagging up and down the hill, apart from these like step sections where you can just wander straight on down. It looks quite cute actually. Oh wow. I'm gonna go down there. I've just stumbled across an ancient amphitheatre. And that's the thing, I told you guys. This is why it is good to just follow your nose and wander off. You have a general direction you want to go in, but look at this. So what is this? The Odeon. Remnants of a peristyle temple have been uncovered. Odeon. Oh, and there's a church nearby as well, which they've incorporated this into. So I think this building behind us here is a church, and they've incorporated like some of this pre-structure into the church. Wow. So cool. Imagine being here like, I don't know, 2,000 years ago, and there's a performance going on, or there might be some like singing or music or dancing, or even just like the local council like holding a meeting to discuss how they're going to use your taxes, or something like that. 2,000 years ago. Imagine just being here when this was like used in like common just daily life. It is incredible, isn't it? I come from a place where we've got so little history, New Zealand, and to see these places that are so old and have so much history is just like so fascinating. Right, it does sound like we're coming into the main street. There's a bit of music. See, it's kind of busy. There's a fair few people around. Do you want to go in the church? Should we take a look? It's just there. Let's go and have a look. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, there's the ruins of the amphitheatre that they've incorporated into the structure of this church. Artwork in here is really cool as well. Alright, so maybe I should go find a cash point now, go to an ATM, get some cash out. Where will I find one of those? Oh yeah, so there is an ancient theatre here as well. up here. So if I follow this road and keep going this way, there's an ancient theatre as well as ancient gardens, which I think I will do, but not today. You can just see through this little gap here, this is the rock that we were up on. There's the little church just up there, and there's the castle. So you guys were just up there with me. Good stuff. All right, let's go and find a coffee and an ATM. Oh yeah, I think this is the spot I wanted to come to. Let's have a look. Kind of pricey on the coffee front. That's €4.50. €4.50 for an iced latte, which I really feel would make me happy right now. But that's like at least $8. You wouldn't pay $8 for a coffee in Australia or New Zealand, would you? But when in Rome, I went in Taormina. Grazie. Oh, got a nice little spot in the sun here. It's like a little sun trap. How good is that? Alright. Coffee time. Might get a snack as well. I haven't actually eaten lunch yet. Yes. Can I take what is a scrambled egg croissant? And can I have an iced latte? But do you have oat milk?
Oat milk?
Yeah. Perfecto.
Okay.
Grazie mille. Alright. Iced latte. Could do with a bit more coffee in there, but that's nice. Oh, grazie mille. 26 degrees right now. 26, but I'm in this little like convection oven. Okay, check this out. Croissant filled with scrambled egg. Delish. A nice toasted croissant. Fresh scrambled eggs. It's heavy as well. It was only €2 more than the coffee. $6.50. Can't complain about that, can you? Alright. €11. Not bad. Not bad for a quick snack. Refuel and off we go. Oh. Ciao. Alright, that's coffee sorted. So now I'm gonna find some money. I just found on Google Maps there is a local park here as well. I think it's the main park garden area, and it's got a gym in it. And I've been struggling to keep up with my exercise routine since we started traveling, so it could be a good shout to go and find that garden gym and do a bit of exercise. I might do that. But first, I need cash. First and foremost. I noticed here some of those like big groups of tourists, they are wearing these lanyards, and I think, I might be wrong, but I think that they are all part of like a cruise ship. Now my sister-in-law, she came here with her husband on a cruise. They got dropped off. I think they may have been dropped off either here, or it could have been like a drop off in the main port area and then like a shuttle bus up to here, which I think is only about an hour away. But yeah, they came here and they also recommended us to come here, and I'm glad we did, because obviously it's very nice. Alright, there is an ATM here, but it's one of those Euronet ones, which I do not trust. I do not like. I feel like they are just full of issues. But here we have the city gate. This is like the northern end of the town. It's another Euronet ATM. I want to find a bank. If we find a bank, I'll be happy. That's the plan. The afternoon light here is so lovely. when we arrived yesterday, it was like getting into evening, so we kind of missed out on this, but seeing this for the first time, walking through this street is very, very picturesque, very magical, especially with these old buildings. I do love that when the sun just like peeks around the corner and just like creates that starburst. Cash. I might have to Google this one, eh? But you would think on the main street here, you would think on the main street there would be like a bank. There's people just all listening to the live performance in the street. It's very nice. I showed this last night, but these, a lot of these restaurants, they all have really beautiful, or unique at least, frontings. It's very, very interesting. And maybe that's like a thing that they're doing, like competing with each other by having the most interesting front of shop. Look at all the flowers and stuff. There's more up there. Unless it's part of like a festival or something and I've just completely made that up, which I often do. Just want to show you this. With the rock behind, all the people having lunch. I went and explored last night. If you haven't seen that video and you want to see like what the nightlife is like in Taormina, then yeah, go and watch that video, because I was wandering off, going down all different laneways and alleyways, and there's just so much to explore and so much to see, and a lot of the different bars and hotels and restaurants, they all had such a different vibe. Like whatever kind of thing that you were looking for, if you wanted something like very traditional, or you wanted something that was like beautiful lighting, or you wanted something that was in a garden, like under a vine canopy, you know, you could find exactly what you wanted last night here in Taormina. There were just so many different options of places to go. This bank must be coming up soon. I want to show you the thing I mean about the stairs, because look, we've got stairs on this side. This is like one of the places where there'll be a restaurant in the evening. And then if you go over this side, the stairs run up that way as well. So like I said, these terraces, this is like the main big terrace, I guess, of the main town. They just run parallel to the coast, to the cliff, and everything just gets built on those, and you just have these stairways kind of connecting them. Here's our bank. I wonder if I can go in and use the ATM. Let's see. Oh. All right, I think we're in. Let's see if I can make this happen. Wise card, good one to travel with. You always get the best exchange rates. I hope you didn't see my PIN number. This is going to charge me €5. That's disgusting. I hate that. Really annoys me when banks try and charge you. I'm going to exit because there might be more banks down the road. I feel like we've had this mission before. We've been on this quest to find a bank without terrible fees. And here we are again. How annoying. I think there might be one down the road, so we'll see. Hopefully we can find it. It's a Sunday afternoon here, and the atmosphere in this town is just so nice. It's just like, it feels like a warm summer's day. Everyone's just wandering around, doing a bit of shopping here and there, out with their families and friends, spending time together. It's very, very sweet. Another magical little laneway. So many, it's just like everywhere. All along the street, there's just laneway after laneway after laneway. What's this? Lambuka. A wonderful dinner show. I wonder what that is. I found one of these alleyways last night was so narrow that I could like only just get my shoulders in. It was so narrow. Must have been for tiny Sicilians. So here is one of the main plazas in Taormina. This big checkered space right here. Nice and open. It's a church on one side. We've got a tower on the other. Someone's flying a drone over here. Which you are allowed to do. You just have to keep it within 45 meters of the ground, which is a little bit tricky because the ground just drops away so steeply. Like right now, that drone technically is, well, it might be within 45 meters, but the ground is, look at that, it's really, really steep here, isn't it? But wow, look at this. Now you have an amazing view. Some beautiful gardens down here as well, just people's like backyards. Orange trees, lemon trees. Very stereotypical Sicilian, isn't it? And you can see Mount Etna just smoking away in the distance there. It's crazy that there's an active volcano just right there, like spewing smoke out, and people are just like, yeah, it's cool. It's incredible, isn't it? But nothing says like lulled into a false sense of security like that of just, well, it hasn't erupted like badly in the last, I don't know, hundreds or 1,000 years. So what are the chances of it erupting again? Luxury B&B. Wow, there's some really, really nice places up here. It's like another section of the main street that just extends through. I feel like that's the halfway point through that tower, and then there's another city wall just up here, which I imagine would have been the fortified position of Taormina back when it was, well, when there was more like rogues and raiders and things like that you had to defend yourself from. I've got another bank here. Let's give this one a go. Now, I don't want to pay €5 to have my own money. Please. I have withdrawn money in other parts of Italy, and yeah, just like that, you put your PIN in and it spits the card out and then your cash comes out. So it does work. You just got to find the right place. See, I saved myself there. It would have cost me €105. Well, it would have cost me €5 to get €100 out. So I've just saved myself a bit of money there. Get in. Oh, the smell's coming out of this place. I saw this place last night, this Nino and Friends, with the chocolate towers.
Ciao, do you want to try?
Yes, please.
Which one? Pistachio, nuts, coconut, or caramel?
Pistachio, please.
For you, sir.
Grazie.
Look, it's over there.
Okay. I'm going to come in here every day and just have a taste. Pistachio one's amazing. Maybe I should get some. I feel naughty because I keep coming in and just having a sample and not buying anything.
Hi guys, you want to try one?
Bonjour. Hi.
Can I have it?
What is this?
Pistachio, truffle, sapretto mezzo.
Ah. Nice. I think I'm okay. I'm okay, thank you. Oh, they have a limoncello. That seems very clean. Well, I mean clean. It's water, alcohol of lemon, 40%, and sugar. Served cold. That's like proper artisanal limoncello. we've been given a lot of limoncello by people. Sometimes when you go and pay your bill, like in a restaurant, they'll just bring over like a shot of limoncello, which is actually really, really nice. Oh, I do want that pistachio one. I just want a small pack though, like the $13.50 for these. I don't know, there's not a lot in there. Nice as they are. Oh, what is this one?
Don't tell me.
I will take responsibility.
She's got a great job. Okay, I'm going to leave it. Grazie. Ciao. Ah, man, that chocolate is so good. I'm going to take my wife in there, and the third time lucky they might get me. They just keep coaxing me in with their fountains of chocolate, and then, do you want a chocolate? I'm like, yeah, okay. It's quite cool shopping here, actually. It's a lot of shops. Wow. They really are like playing up the excitement of tourists for all of these like alleyways, aren't they? A lot of them are decorated with loads of like ceramics and lights and flowers. It's very, very picturesque, and it does make everyone just stops and like takes a picture. Just so many. Look at that. I love fairy lights. I love fairy lights. You've got me. How much? How much for a feed? Oh my god. Fine dining. Yes, very fine dining. It's nice though. So I do get the impression that this is kind of like a bit more of a luxury destination, with some of the like accommodation that's here as well as the shopping scene. There's a lot of these kind of like artisanal kind of ceramics and like local producer kind of shops, but there's a lot of shops which are like high-end. Case in point, like, you know what, those are going to be like hundreds of pounds for like any one garment in there. You know, there's a lot of those kind of shops as well. So I do get the impression that this is tailored for people who are on their yachts down in the bay. Look at that, there's literally a yacht outfit store, all white. Another church here. We have more historic buildings, historic fountain, bars. Someone painting. Yeah, I do like it. Even though this is, you know, tailored for more wealthy people, I think you can still get away with like doing it cheap here. Like, we've stayed in a place which is, I think it's like around 50 to 60 euros a night. So for two people, 30 euros a night each. And it's very, like, that's very attainable for most people who are traveling, I think. And then we've got we've got a kitchen so we can cook. We could just get away with spending like maybe 20 euros for lunch for the two of us in one of these places, get a drink and, you know, a quick snack, and then getting all the rest of our food in like the supermarket. So I think you could do it cheap. Look at that, how cute is that? That's so cute. So yeah, I think it's attainable to come here to visit, even if you're not like one of the super rich elite shopping in here. But you do get to rub shoulders with the fancy pants if that's your thing. There is a cool little exhibition in one of the churches. We noticed this when we first came in. This one here And they've got their full-on nativity scene, which I think it might be better if I put you above. It's like really a detailed nativity scene with the birth of Jesus Christ in a cave in this one. Yeah, very cool. A lot of effort has gone into that. Look at this. So this is where we parked our car just down here. There's like an amazing view, Mount Etna. And we walked up here because our accommodation is just up this road. We're like maybe 5 minutes up the road walking. And we just got this slice of Taormina when we arrived, with like a pizza gelato store. There's like a restaurant up there. Look at, you've got these like buildings, palm trees, covered in vines. And then like obviously there's some renovations going on, but then you've got the castle up the top and all these old buildings, the old city wall. And then we spotted the little church there with the nativity scene. And it was just like, we stood in this, right in the middle of the street, and we were just like, this place is cool. Like, I just got me so excited to be here and to explore and wander around that I actually couldn't stay at home and just relax after a long day of travel. We drove from basically Salerno yesterday all the way down to the bottom of Italy, and then we took the ferry across from Villa San Giovanni across to Messina, crossing the Messina Strait on a 20-minute ferry, and then we had another hour and a half drive from Messina to get to Taormina. So it was a bit of a mission after like a 4.5 hour drive. And yeah, I just couldn't resist. I had to go out and explore and see what this town was all about. Because we just arrived and it was just like, oh, this is like, yeah, one of those places that's so unique. Haven't really seen a place like this. Like, it was one of those places where you will remember it for a long time. All right, here's our little supermarket, by the way. Little local little supermarket. I'll show you what it looks like inside, eh? Fruit, veggies. I need to get some stuff for dinner actually, so I'm not 100% sure on what we're having, but could pop out later and grab some more supplies. But let me have a think, see what we can get. We got more Sicilian limoncello. This one. Water, sugar, alcohol, infusion of lemon del Etna. Oh wow, so this is like lemons from the mountain, the volcano. Just looking at their veggie options. They got some burgers up there. A lot of wine. You've got different prices here. So we can get a bottle for $2.99. So cheap. Or you can get a bottle for 20 quid. That is essentially the same as like every other supermarket in the world. We've just got like oils, international section, pasta. There might be more pasta here than is in most other like shops around the world. That's all pasta, and this is only like a little local one. We went to a big supermarket up in Salerno, and they had like a whole aisle down one way and the other side, and then on the other side it was pasta. So yeah, if you go to like a proper Italian big supermarket, there's a lot to choose from with the pasta. And to be honest, I don't know what the difference is with all the different types of pasta, apart from the different shapes. But yeah, it just seems like there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different brands, 8, 9. there's lots of different brands of pasta, and they must do like these same types of pasta just in their brand. But yeah, let me get some dinner and we'll reconvene. I don't know.
Ciao. Vuoi no? Un po'? Salmon?
No,
Pesce, ok. Grazie.
grazie. Grazie mille.
Grazie a te. Ciao.
Ciao. Okay, that is grocery shopping in Italy. And now, we're getting that lovely afternoon light as I walk back up to where we're staying, not too far away. And I've got a couple of options. I can go down like this street here, or there's like a back street, which is quite cute. We'll take that one. Look at this. Oh, look at this little restaurant. Very cute, isn't it? Very idyllic. Just like, it's like a maze, just exploring these cities. These old back streets are just so windy, and you're just in amongst the lives of the people who live here. Lots of greenery as well, and it's like a good indication of the climate. I guess you can imagine it's warm enough here that stuff grows fairly easily, even in these shady back streets. Still gets enough light, sun and warmth to grow. Yeah, I think I'm just up here somewhere. You still takes a couple of days to like learn the proper way home when you're moving around a lot. But I think I'm on the right track. Yeah, I can see this big crane up above me that's right behind where we're staying, so there we are. I'm home, nearly. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little jaunt with me around Taormina. And as always, if you want to see more of Taormina, then go and subscribe to my other channel, CJ Explores, where we'll do a full guide and show you all around. Anyway, I'll see you then. Peace.